Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Andrew.
Hello.
Hello.
Right. The Davison era has zoomed by in a flash.
It has. It's
It's
still
already it's in its last throes
on Twitch.
on Twitch now.
Yes.
I think it's where are we now? Planet of Fire.
Planet of Fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we better get a shift on, and we'll do 3 in today's videos, but I think we'll have to do 4 stories in the next couple just to keep up. So let's not hang about.
No.
Arc of Infinity. Not Arch of Infinity.
No.
Yeah, like Archie or something.
Okay.
But you must remember this one, surely.
Do you know? I really don't. It's ridiculous. I think because I've seen them so many times afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't remember the original time when I first saw them. So sorry,
No.
disappearing out of you there.
Oh dear. All right. Okay.
But I probably did see it. I mean, I kind of do remember it because I definitely remember the next season because I remember seeing
the Malice,
yeah. and the green yuckiness.
But it's we're into 1983 now.
Yeah.
And
it depends what was on the television on the other side.
all right.
If there was something on, because we only had one television, so if there was something on the other side my parents wanted to watch, obviously they'd watch that.
Yeah, I'd have to go and look at our records, but
so
we could look it up. But all the discs are over there, so not that. But what do you think of it as a story then?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah,
You were searching for a word.
Yes.
There.
Yes.
Okay.
It's.
The split storyline's a bit weird from my point of view, because you do think, are the scenes on Earth and the scenes on Gallifrey ever going to actually join
interact,
up?
Yes, and relate.
And
yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
But it's the filming is pretty. I don't know that it necessarily justifies where it's being filmed, because it's
it does feel like a bit of an excuse just to go
on holiday.
Yes.
And to some extent it is. But it's it looks pretty enough. Omega returning. Again, this is what we said about sort of when we said about Earthshock, about the more you bring things back, the less effective it becomes.
Yes.
I do think this season does suffer from this a bit.
There's a lot of stuff, returning foes.
Because unfortunately, although the 3 Doctors was repeated in late 1981, you can't really expect the general public to know who Omega is.
No.
And I'm not sure you get
that much information.
I'm not sure it's made terribly clear.
No.
Who he actually is and what he's up to.
And the fact he looks completely different from the way he did in 3 Doctors. Yeah. Even if you did sort of think, oh, was that one in 3 Doctors? He looks completely different, and he's played by a different actor.
Yeah.
So.
But you've got Leonard Sachs.
Leonard Sachs. Yeah.
He's great in the good old days.
He is.
He's slightly confused here, I think.
He is. Yeah. Yes. And
Michael Gough.
Michael Gough.
Yeah. Your chum.
My chum. Yes. I served him once at my place, my previous shop that I worked at, and he had gin and raspberries, and the raspberries fell on the floor. And he told me he was terribly old and forgotten his pin, and his wife had to shout it over to him. I go, la 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 la.
So you've got here Michael Gough's pin number.
Yeah, I could tell you what it was, though.
Okay, right.
Yeah. But yes, he was very charming.
And you don't have Tegan in part 1, and you said you quite like the idea of the Doctor and Nyssa.
Yeah, well, I think
having their own adventures.
I think the Doctor and Nyssa work quite well together because obviously when Tegan comes back, there's less. She wants to be there.
Yeah.
She's not wanting to get back to Heathrow the whole time.
Yeah.
So it is a better relationship.
Yeah.
But the Doctor and Nyssa gel really well together because they're both sort of scientific people but not so much that you can't understand what's going on. So, obviously Big Finish have plugged the gap because they've done several releases where it's just the Doctor and Nyssa.
Okay.
So.
But what do you think of Tegan's new cosy then?
It looks uncomfortable.
Does it?
It looks cold and uncomfortable.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
And not very practical.
And not very practical. No.
Because there's an awful lot of running around in part 4 for this.
Yes, and there's probably a lot of hoiking up the top. Because I think it slipped quite a lot, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
But the shoes as well. There's a lot of clacking on the cobbles, isn't there?
But unless they're flat.
Are they?
I don't think they're heels, are they?
Okay. Well.
I can't remember. I haven't actually really looked at the shoes properly, but because there's nothing. especially on cobbles.
Yeah.
It's hard enough to walk on cobbles in flat shoes.
Yeah.
Let alone in heels, and let alone run.
Yeah.
Because I think Nissa's got heels, doesn't she?
Well, yeah, possibly, yeah. Because
So,
Sarah Sutton's not
no.
that tall,
No,
is she?
she has to have heels to
be in the
boost
same
her
shot.
yes. So yeah, it's not my favourite Tegan costume.
Yeah.
I just wish they'd let the companions change.
Yeah, more often.
Rather than wearing the same. I get the idea of having a uniform for them, but from my point of view as a girl, it just makes me think, gosh, you must smell, and it must be uncomfortable, and you must hate that costume after a while. I mean, the only time she gets to change really in this season is in Enlightenment.
Yeah. Okay.
And even that costume's not terribly practical, but I liked it.
Yes. Colin,
yes.
Colin making his debut in Doctor Who
with his hat
and
that he couldn't get through doors with.
And again, it's really sheer chance that because Colin was cast in this story that he becomes the sixth Doctor.
Yes, because
I don't think he would have been on JNT's radar otherwise.
No. Well, didn't he get cast as the sixth Doctor because he amused him at a wedding, technically?
Yes, but he wouldn't have gone to the wedding.
He would have gone to the wedding had he not been in the show.
It's still a knock-on effect from this story. Because again, I forget who's up for it, but again, you look at the possible castings for this story. There's some very interesting names. I think.
Well, Pierce Brosnan up for it.
I'd need to look.
Sure
It does ring a bell.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure who was up for what, but there are lists that exist if you look. Colin says about his hat.
Yes.
And in
Esmeralda
the chicken. But I like when he's got the space-time what's-it from the TARDIS, because it's got this sort of fluid in it. And he keeps on
doing that to it,
just doing that to it on camera.
Yeah.
And that's a real actor's sort of
piece of business.
I'm just going to do that because it will attract the eye to me.
Yeah.
Because if I keep doing that, that's what the audience will look at.
Yes.
And because it's slow as well.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if I've got a thing. Oh, actually, I'm going to get my thing, Lisa.
Okay, get your thing.
I get my thing.
Oh God.
Excuse me, I just need to climb.
Okay.
Here we go.
It's dangerous, this.
Yeah. Oh, here we are. Look at this.
Right.
I knew I had one.
Okay.
So it's sort of like this. You've got and it just goes back and forth. And it goes like that, and all you do is look at that. That's all right. I won't do it all the way through the episode.
He got told off, didn't he? For it's like, Colin, this is Doctor Who, not the Maxwell show.
The Maxwell show. All very arch. Right. There we go. Okay. Next, Snakedance.
Yes.
Snakedance.
I'm very fond of Snakedance.
Well, we've done our dancing snake, haven't we?
Don't dance, so I don't anymore.
So we won't do that again.
I mean, it's a little bit more straightforward than Kinder. And I love all the costumes because, as I said to you when we were watching it the other night, that it occurred to me that there's a very Tudor feel to it because of the hats. Because I forgot what his name. Dageen, the showman, Brian Miller's character. His hat is quite. If you look at pictures of Henry VIII and you look at his hat,
I can see if it says now.
It's quite. Thing. And also the fortune teller's sort of pointy, wimply kind of. It's not a wimple, but pointy hat kind of thing. We've had this conversation about wimples.
Wimples.
Pointy hat thing is quite Tudorish.
Yeah.
So it's like that. It gives it a real sort of feel to it. I love the fact that the snake dancers have got a rubbish pink snake. Because that's hinting back to Kinder, isn't it, with the snake at the end?
Because we got distracted by the Punch and Judy booth, didn't we, when we were doing our previous
because there's the snake and
previous video.
I mean, I really don't like Punch and Judy shows.
No, okay.
I don't know why, but I wouldn't mind the one with the snake. It's quite sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Clunes, shall we?
Clunes. Bless him. Was he
Is
actually...
that a song? Let's talk about Clunes.
Is it actually his first telly? It's got to be amongst his first telly because he does No Place Like Home as well. That's his first big recurring part, No Place Like Home. But yeah, you can see he's going to go.
Yeah, how good
how he's going to be.
He is, yeah.
Big he's going to be because he's such a good actor. He does it with such ease.
Even when he's got that silly costume on at the end,
he just completely
with the
clouds
and
the two short short costume. That's too short.
Yeah.
It needed to be a little bit further down.
Yeah.
It's like they've designed it for somebody who's a bit smaller than he is, and then gone, oh, okay, well, no, we can't remake it now. It's fine. You almost get to see parts you don't want to see.
Ooh, okay.
So,
but yes, he's clearly got a future ahead of him.
yes.
He's one of those people that you recognise the moment he's in anything.
Yeah.
Well, I say that, and not everybody recognises him, do they?
No.
No, because I didn't. Did I?
Didn't know.
Come on, tell them.
Well, I wasn't there.
You weren't there. This is Warren's report.
Sat in the car, but apparently you.
Say what Warren said.
When we used to live in Gillingham, you went to the fish and chip shop, and you went into there was a shop next to it, wasn't there?
There was like a sort of general store, grocery,
convenience store kind of thing. And you went in there, and as you came out, you held the door open for somebody.
Yeah, some bloke comes in, and I'm polite. I always open the door if somebody's coming in the shop.
And he said thank you.
Yeah,
and you go outside. And Warren went.
And I thought no more of it.
And Warren went, "Do you see how that was?" And you were like, "No." And it was Martin Clunes. You just held the door open for him.
Well, I didn't. I don't look at faces.
You didn't let it smack in his face.
Clunes assaulted by door in Gillingham.
But yeah.
But I'm sure he probably liked that.
He probably said not
being bothered at all.
Yeah, or that bloke from Men Behaving Badly.
Yeah, or Snakedance.
Snakedance.
But again, obviously a good one for Tegan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the thing I always think, because you get it with Kinder, it's not so much in it, but you've got the little sort of red eyes, haven't you?
Yeah.
But you don't get, because we didn't say
Dugdale.
I see it. Not Duggeen. I don't know Duggeen.
Duggeen's in Power of Kroll. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Duggan's in City of Death.
There's a lot of D's. Yeah, you get the thing with the teeth in Klinger where they have those horrible tablets you used to have to do at the dentist to see what the plaque was, which taste really horrible. But I don't think they do those in Snakedance. You just get the red eyes, don't you?
You do get a bit of a red face later on.
Yeah, they're really
gammon.
Very gammon. Yes. Yes.
But yeah, I like all the sort of stuff with the mirrors. I think again you could have perhaps done a bit more with the imagery there. It's you got Tegan sort of traipsing about in front of them and waving her arms and legs, and there's some bits shot in there, but it would have been interesting to do a bit more.
And I like a nose. A nose? What's
a nose? Well, I like a nose.
A voice, I meant to say. I don't know where nose came from. When she goes a bit deeper. She's taken over by the Mara.
Yeah. I mean, it's a less weird story than Kinder, and for me that makes it a little less special.
Yes.
I know some people prefer Snakedance to Kinder. If I was asked to watch them on a sort of daily basis, I'd probably go for Kinder because it's got more weird stuff in it. But yeah, it's very solid, and you can tell Chris Bailey's sort of learned what not to do.
Yes.
In terms of attempting too much.
Yes.
But yeah, it's great cast, and I like the way that the sort of the locals see the Doctor as being a bit of a nutter, because he just bursts in and says about how there's going to be destruction and all of that.
Yeah.
And yes, if that was you and hearing this from this weirdo that you've never met before, you think, go away.
Yeah.
So that's quite nice. Their reaction that, he's just an idiot. So that is that thing from Kinder. Be quiet, idiot, and you sort of get to see that again. Yeah.
Oh, and of course, Nissa gets a new costume for one.
Oh yes, it's a deck chair thing.
What was it? Peter Davison described it as a sort of wimpy outfit.
Wimpy.
You kept going up and saying, "Can I have a hamburger, please?" Really annoying.
I bet that went down well.
Yes. I think that's why. Don't think she liked it, and well, she's got that terrible big bow thing, hasn't it? That just looks impractical.
Yeah. I like the way the Doctor takes a minute or two to realise she looks different.
Yeah. Oh, you've changed your clothes.
Well, it's not that. It's the real subtle bit where she's there by the console and he sort of looks at her. Then he looks at the interior door, thinking, she's come through the door and something's different. It's just that lovely little bit of detail of looking at not at her, looking the other way.
What's different is that she doesn't smell.
Oh,
She's got new clothes on and she's had a bath.
Okay, well, there you go. All right, there's Snake Dance. Right, and finally for today, Mawdryn Undead. There he is.
Yes.
Is he on there?
No.
No, he's not on there.
He's not on there.
All
No.
right, okay.
No. It's just the brig.
Or
Turlo.
the two brigadiers.
The two brigadiers.
As it should be called.
Yes. I like Mawdryn Undead.
I like Mawdryn
Yeah.
Undead.
There's a lot of stuff that's probably not quite right with it.
Yeah.
But you get the brig back.
Yeah.
And I know it wasn't initially meant to be the brig. Initially they thought of bringing back Ian Chesterton.
Yes.
Which is why the brig's a maths teacher.
That's right, yeah.
Because obviously, though Ian's not a maths teacher, he's a science teacher, but never mind.
Don't point it out now.
And obviously you get all the stuff with when is this set, so when is unit set, and it's probably best not to think about that.
Okay.
Really, because you just get it gets too confusing.
All right.
But yeah, it's an interesting story. David Collins is very good as Mawdryn.
David Collins is always good,
He's
though,
always
isn't he?
good.
Yeah.
Yes. Especially with that blooming great thing on his head where his brain's poking out, which sort of
it looks like
slips.
it doesn't look like a brain. It looks like hair and spaghetti.
Yeah, probably his hair is spaghetti. But yeah, he's it's a good story.
I like the where they're not sure. Is it the Doctor?
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, David Collins. I don't know whether he'd been suggested for it before this, but certainly he's one of those names that started to pop up on people's lists of potential Doctors. And of course, doesn't he do it in
he does it in a big
an Unbound
finish?
One?
Yes. It's this one Under the Sea, isn't it?
Yeah, we have got it and we have listened to it.
Yes.
It was a long time ago.
With Ed Bishop in it as well.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. You've got Valentine Dials bitting
and growling and with a bird on his head.
Yeah, bless.
Against that terrible, very 1980s back checkered sort of wavy background, isn't it?
I mean, the whole two time zones thing, 1977 and 1983. I know some people say, well, it doesn't fit with unit dating, and
it kind of does.
I don't care whether it does or it doesn't.
It really doesn't matter.
Because I remember 1977. You know, in 1983, I remember 1977 because that's when we had our village sort of celebration, and I dressed up as a robot. We made a robot costume out of cardboard boxes.
Okay.
And it was for the fancy dress competition, and several kids were scared of me.
Hey.
I thought it was brilliant. I suppose do you remember 1977?
Vaguely. I was 5,
I know,
so I vaguely remember it. I'm sure I got up and sang a song on the stage, but it's a really faint memory.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, that's interesting. But yeah, it's just weird what sticks in your head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Nick makes a real good job of distinguishing between the two brigadiers as well. Because there's that whole stuff where not just about this, one's got a moustache and one hasn't, but he's got his his hairpiece.
His hairpiece.
Was it his sixpence or his tuppence or whatever it was?
Yeah.
And I do you remember?
I do remember.
Do you remember that?
Yes. You bid for it. There was an auction.
Yeah, at Longley in the 90s.
Yes.
John Nathan Turner and Gary Downey sort of organised Doctor Who days, didn't they? And they used to have auctions of memorabilia.
Yes.
You know, I mean, they first did this in 1983, but this was all on a lot smaller scale.
Yes.
So there was only a sort of couple hundred people there, weren't there?
Instead of a couple of thousand.
Yeah. And this was when Paul was filming Sutton Park a lot. And Nick Courtney's hairpiece from Mawdryn Undead, and it was in a box and everything.
Yeah,
it wasn't just like in a bag.
Up,
And I started to bid for it, and I think I got up to about 40 quid for it or something.
And
then I got outbid, and I thought, no, this is getting silly, because I was going to give it to Paul
as a monster,
for Sutton Park, because I'd been attacked by things like hairy haggises and things like this. So I thought, a hairpiece would be. You could tie a bit of string to it, and it could inch along the thing, and maybe it could rear up like a Cybermat or something like that. Yeah. I mean, you've got the eclipse sequence, and again, it was always nice to have a few black and white things, and of course, you get your Web of Fear clip, and
Yeah.
It has to be from part 1. These days you could re-edit that clip to be a bit different.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was certainly pleased to see the Brigadier back, but to me it never really felt like he'd been away, because I'd been reading all the Target novels. I know he hadn't been on telly, but to me the Brigadier was always around, you know. But yeah, obviously very nice. I mean, the filming's quite good at the school. And Mark Strickson, we should say about Mark.
Mark Strickson, Mark Strickson is a great addition to the TARDIS.
He is.
It's a bit of a shame that they bring him in to kill the Doctor, because it's just 3 stories of faffing, really. But once you get over that, then I mean, he's a great addition. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
Not that Matty Waterhouse wasn't a good companion, but Mark Strickson brings a whole different dynamic to it.
I have to ask, how old is Turlough?
Really too old to be at a boys' school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how old Mark is at this point.
Again, I'd need to look. I don't know.
Yeah. He's too old to be at a boys' school, really. But, you know.
What about his hair? What do you think of his
hair?
His dyed hair?
His dyed hair, yes, because his hair is actually more in real life. It's more
blonde,
sort of blonde strawberry.
It's very close to Peter Davison's, as it was, certainly.
It's there's a bit of red in it. It's what I would probably term strawberry blonde.
Yeah.
Which is sort of pale ginger by any other name. I like it. It's about time we had a ginger companion.
Do you think, because of course you got Mel later as well, do you think this is the period when the Doctor starts to wish he was ginger?
Possibly.
Just because you get the lines a lot later about it, but
still not ginger.
We start to go into the period of ginger companions, don't we?
Yeah, yes, all 2 of them.
Well, that's more than they used to be.
Yeah. I like it. I really like Turlough as a character, and there will be some great acting from Mark Strickson.
Okay.
Along the line.
Yeah. Well, I think that'll do now. I've just realised my remote control's over there, because I put it down when I did my climbing, so give us a second.
Right.
There we go. That was easy, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Right, so that will do for today, I think.
Okay.
And we'll be back soon with the conclusion of Season 20.
Yes.
And then we got to do Season 21.
Yes.
And then...
It's bye-bye, Peter Davison.
Colin Baker will be Doctor Who.
Okay.